Before you throw that dying plant away, stop and try this first. Most houseplants that look completely dead are actually still alive and can be brought back with the right rescue. I have saved plants that had no leaves, no roots, and soil that smelled like a swamp, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same thing step by step. The first thing you need to know is the alive test. This takes 5 seconds and tells you if your plant is actually dead or just pretending. Grab the stem near the soil line and gently bend it. If it bends, it's alive. If it snaps like a dry twig, that part is dead. But even if the top snaps, the roots might still be alive. Scratch the bark with your fingernail. Green underneath means alive. Brown means dead. Keep scratching down until you find green, or until you reach the roots. Most people throw away plants that are perfectly savable. They see drooping leaves or yellowing and assume it's over. But 9 times out of 10, the plant is just stressed and needs a specific intervention. The key is knowing what kind of stress it's under before you start treating it. The number one killer of houseplants is not disease or pests, it's watering mistakes. And here is the part that surprises most people. Overwatering and underwatering look almost identical. Both cause drooping leaves, both cause yellowing, both make the plant look sad and dying. But the fix for one is the exact opposite of the fix for the other. So if you guess wrong, you actually make things worse. Here is how to tell the difference. If the leaves are soft and mushy and the soil is wet, you have overwatered. The roots are suffocating because they cannot get oxygen in waterlogged soil. If the leaves are dry and crispy and the soil is pulling away from the pot edges, you have underwatered. The plant is dehydrated and cannot move nutrients. Touch the soil. If it is wet and cold, stop watering. If it is dry and dusty, give it a deep soak. Now let me walk you through the actual step-by-step rescue that works for almost any dying houseplant. Step 1 is to get the plant out of its pot. Gently slide the whole root ball out and examine the roots. Healthy roots are firm and white or light tan. Rotten roots are brown, mushy, and smell bad. Dead roots from underwatering are dry and shriveled like old string. Step 2 is to remove everything that is dead. Use clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears. Cut away every mushy brown root. Cut away every dead yellow leaf. Cut away any part of the stem that is brown and dry. Be aggressive here. Dead tissue cannot recover, and it will rot and spread to healthy tissue if you leave it. It is better to remove too much than too little. Step 3 is to treat the remaining roots. If you saw any rot at all, spray the remaining roots with 3% hydrogen peroxide. This kills the bacteria that cause root rot and adds oxygen to the root zone. Let the roots sit for about 10 minutes after spraying. The peroxide will bubble and fizz as it cleans the roots. This is normal, and it means it is working. Step 4 is to give the plant a fresh, clean home. Do not reuse the old soil. It is full of pathogens and decomposing matter that will reinfect your plant. Throw it away and use a fresh, well-draining potting mix appropriate for your plant type. For most houseplants, a mix of regular potting soil with extra perlite and orchid bark works well. Make sure the new pot has drainage holes. If you are reusing the same pot, scrub it clean with soap and water first. Step 5 is to pot it up correctly. Put a layer of fresh soil in the bottom of the pot. Position the plant so the crown sits just below the rim. Gently fill around the roots with fresh soil and tap the pot to settle it. Do not pack the soil down tight. The roots need air pockets to breathe and recover. Water the plant lightly after potting to settle the soil around the roots. Step 6 is the most important part and the one most people get wrong. Do not water again until the top 2 inches of soil are completely dry. After a rescue, the plant has fewer roots to absorb water, and it will rot again if you keep the soil wet. Let the plant tell you when it needs water. Stick your finger into the soil up to the second knuckle. If it feels dry, water. If it feels moist, wait. Step 7 is about light. After a rescue, your plant is weak and cannot handle direct sun. Put it in bright indirect light. An east-facing window is perfect. A north-facing window works too. Keep it out of direct afternoon sun for at least the first 2 weeks. The plant needs to focus energy on growing new roots, not on defending itself from harsh light. Step 8 is patience. Do not expect to see results overnight. It takes 1 to 2 weeks for new roots to start growing. It takes 3 to 4 weeks for new leaves to appear. During this time, the plant may look worse before it looks better. This is normal. The old leaves may yellow and drop as the plant redirects energy to root growth. Do not panic and do not overwater. Now let me share some plant-specific rescue notes. because different plants need slightly different approaches. For a drooping pothos or philodendron that has been overwatered, trim all the mushy roots and propagate the healthy cuttings in water. Wait until the new water roots are 2 inches long before moving back to soil. This works almost every time. For a snake plant with mushy leaves at the base, the rot is in the roots. Cut away every mushy root and every leaf that is yellowing at the base. Let the remaining healthy roots and leaves dry out for 2 full days before repotting into dry cactus mix. Do not water for at least 2 weeks after repotting. Snake plants recover best when they are left alone. For a peace lily that has completely drooped and collapsed, it is almost always underwatering. Give it a deep soak from the bottom up. Fill a sink with a few inches of water and set the pot in it for 30 minutes. The peace lily will usually perk back up within a few hours. If it does not, check for root rot. For a fern that has turned brown and crispy, trim all the dead fronds back to the soil line. Put the pot in a bright spot with indirect light and keep the soil consistently moist but not wet. Ferns also love humidity, so mist the remaining fronds daily or set the pot on a pebble tray with water. For a succulent that has gone soft and squishy, it is almost always overwatered. Remove the plant from the soil and cut away any mushy parts. Let the remaining healthy parts callus over for 3 to 5 days before repotting in dry gritty succulent mix. Do not water for at least a week after repotting. The most important thing I can tell you about plant rescue is that most plants want to live. They have evolved to survive incredible conditions. A plant that looks dead on top often has a completely healthy root system just waiting for the right conditions to push out new growth. I have seen a bare stick in a pot come back to produce a full canopy of leaves in 6 months. I have seen a plant with no roots at all regrow them in water and go on to thrive for years. The biggest mistake people make is giving up too soon. They see a sad plant and assume it is hopeless. But the plant is not giving up. It is still trying to survive. It is sending out signals. It is holding energy in reserve. It is waiting for you to give it the right help. Do not throw it away until you have tried every step I just showed you. Most of the time it will come back. One more thing that makes a huge difference. After you have done the rescue, give your plant a weak dose of fertilizer after 2 weeks. Use a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted to half strength. Do not fertilize a plant that is in shock. Wait until you see signs of new growth like a tiny new leaf or a fresh white root tip. That is the signal that the plant is ready to start feeding again. And if you are dealing with a plant that has pests like aphids or spider mites on top of the root problems, treat the pests first before you repot. Spray the foliage with insecticidal soap or neem oil and wipe off every bug you can see. Then proceed with the root rescue. Pests will drain the last bit of energy from an already stressed plant. There is also one more common rescue scenario worth mentioning. If your plant has been sitting in a dark corner for months and has gone leggy with pale leaves, it is not dying from disease, it is starving for light. Move it gradually to a brighter spot over a week. Sudden bright light will shock the pale leaves and cause sunburn. Start with a foot away from a bright window and move it closer every few days. And if you have a plant that has been completely dry for so long that the soil has pulled away from the pot edges, the water will run straight through without soaking in. Fix this by bottom watering. Set the pot in a bowl of water for 30 minutes so the soil can rehydrate from the bottom up. After that, water normally from the top. The whole process from sad plant to healthy plant takes about a month if you follow these steps correctly. The first week is just the roots recovering. The second week you see new growth. By week 3 the plant starts looking like itself again. And by week 4 you have a plant that is not just surviving, but actually thriving in its new home. That is the timeline I have seen repeat over and over with every rescue I have done. Follow Plant Blueprint for more honest plant rescue guides that actually work. And tell me in the comments which plant you are trying to save right now. I read every single one, and I will do my best to help you get it back to health. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.